Alright, remember we begin our cycle test preparation, term 1, grade 11. It is also good for grade 12. So here is a nice warm-up. So let's see the questions. There are the questions. A total of 21 marks. How many sub-questions? 4 in the first one, 2, so total of 6 sub-questions. Please remember, do them before you view the video so that you can check how prepared you are, and as well as to go and see what mistakes you made and how to rectify them. So remember, the last one, 1.3, nature of roots, it will not be included in this video. I will do a dedicated video for nature of roots, so you can do all 3 and I will mark, and if it's incorrect we can then watch that video, but otherwise if it's correct you won't be having any problems. Do your best to get the full 21 marks. Okay, remember, do enjoy. Alrighty, member and future member, let's go for it. First one, how many are we gonna do? It's all up to you, how much ready you want to be. Whether you want for level 5, 6, 7, or you just wanted 3. What you put in is what you get out. So this one, solve for x, 1.1, 3 of them, 7 marks. So they say start, cycle test, you're not gonna waste time. And I will discuss why you won't waste time, because you are simply going to say x is equals to, what is x is equals to? It is equals to 2, or x is equals to, the additive inverse is what? -4. Our coefficient is 3, divide by 3, then you are done. Okay. Then we go to 1.1.2. 1.1.2. You have an inequality. You already have your, your critical values. Then you know that when I have less than, you simply put the negative on the left, and then you put the positive on the right. But truly speaking, it's the small one, because sometimes they can be both positive, and then you are done. And then I'll explain why you can do that. So we would have x minus 2, and then we would have x, 3x plus 4 is equals to 0. We do these steps to show you the process, and to introduce to you it's called the null factor, zero product rule. That's just to say that if I have 2 numbers, for them to give me 0, one of them must be 0. So if this one is 0, the whole expression becomes 0. Or if this one is 0, it multiplies this one, it will be 0. So that's why we do that. So you'll see your teacher will mark you for having done this. Then x is equals to 2, or x is equals to 3x is equals to -4. Then you say 3x, x is equals to -4 over 3. Right, those are the processes, so that you understand how we get to the additive inverse of your constants. So it's not necessary for you to go through these processes. At grade 11 level, you have done this from grade 8, so it is known. You've got 2 marks as you can see there. So we are just interested in the solution. Right, then what about this one? So here I also went straight into this solution without going into a lot of processes. remember the previous question is exactly the same as the this one, 1.1.2. So you already have your your critical values. So in your critical values, if you use the number line method, you are going to do what? You are simply going to put the -4/3 there, and then the 2, then you do whatever method that you like, isn't it? Substitution, testing, and all of that. Now, if we have trained a lot with me, you would have seen that our functions are either positive or they are negative, isn't it? Decreasing, increasing. Now, we know that all my y values are positive anywhere from there, that, there, that. And what makes the function to be positive that direction? It is all the x's from there to there. It is all the x's from there to there. So you will look at your roots. Then our function is negative there. So where is this? This is in between where? It is in between -4/3 and 2. So when you have practiced enough, when you get an inequality that is less than, it means it is negative, it is less than 0. So your solutions will be there. So immediately when I get an inequality, I know that when I do my notation, my solution will be between. Okay. Then all I do, I put the smallest one. Okay, just be careful. Sometimes the smallest one can be positive. They need not be negative. Okay. And then you are done in a split seconds. Okay. So don't think that I skipped things and I didn't follow process. These processes are not needed when we are in exam or test situation. You have an hour for your cycle test, or you have an hour for your paper 1 media exam, and you need to cruise. You need to glide and be time conscious. Okay. So this is what I wanted to add. Okay, let's go for it. We are doing 1.1.3, isn't it? Okay, so in your exam, normally, what is it? This is written for you in advance, isn't it? Okay, so just be careful in your test. You might have to write it, and it also helps because here you need substitution, it's not inspection. So try this member. So you know that your quadratic formula says what? Minus b, isn't it? Plus minus the square root of what? Of b squared minus 4ac, isn't it? Everything over 2a, isn't it? Then you know that your solution will either be ab plus the root over the value of 2a, which is what? Which is c, that's a, so that will be 10. Or my x will be equals to what? Minus the root of whatever that value over 10 again, isn't it? Then, what is my b? Negative 11, a, 5, c, 4. What is it? 2a, isn't it? Which is 5. So, what can you do without a calculator? My 11, I can also do the 11 there. So all I do now in the calculator is just to worry about this part. So my 11, I know it's going to be positive in any event, isn't it? So I have 11 squared, then minus 4, 5, 4, isn't it? You can do it in your head. The 20 times 4 is what? 80, isn't it? So minus all of that gives you 41. So here you now have a 41. Some people just put all those things in the calculator. What I've witnessed when I invigilate is that many learners would have an error in their calculator and it messes up things. They have to start all over. So all you do now is that when you go to your calculator, you are now going to be simply focused on the 11 plus the root of 41 over 10, isn't it? Then you go equals, what is SD? 1.74, isn't it? Okay, rounded off, no rounding up, 1.74. Look at this now. When you go to do the other route, how many times did I travel? You go check. Okay, then equals, then what is my SD now? My SD is 0.45, which is 0.46. Then you'll be done like that. Okay, then if you're not happy when you're done with the question, you can come back and check, but that's how I do it, so that you are able to do it within 3 minutes, even with my talking. When you're able to see, you can reverse, replay, and then check when I started, when I ended, how many minutes I took to do this one. For your homework, you write minus b and all of that. B squared minus, right. Investigation, if you are taking this at home, maybe you can do that. In a test, what do they want? They want correct substitution, they give you a mark. Solution, 1, 1. You get your 3. All right, so you don't have to always write all those parameters, your ABCs. So try this, member. If you are used to your method of putting everything in the calculator, it's all up to you. Okay, and I told you why I suggest this. Right, remember, when you are sharp like that, you have been with me for some time. You also know that efficiency, time is important for me. So some of the things, while they give you the question paper and you are on your own reading, or they give you reading time, some of these things you get to unpack in your brain. You can see that if I multiply these two, I'm going to get this. So it means this is my LCD. If you are sharp like that, you will skip some steps. You will say, I am going to multiply this by that factor in my LCD, and then this one I will multiply it by that factor in my LCD. This LCD is these two factors, so if I multiply by that, I'll only be left with the numerator. Then you are fast like that. So you have 4x, 4, then you have x squared, then you have 3x. Then what can you do? You can actually start to simplify even at this stage. You can say negative 12x, negative 20 equals to 0. Okay. Then your x squareds will be 1. Only one of them, isn't it? So you'll have x squared, and then you'll have this, so it will be 7x. Then you will be left with negative 5x. Then your constants will be negative 4, so you'll have negative 24. Already, if you know your numbers, grade 8 and 9, I teach you too much. Your 24, 12 and 2, 6 and 4, 8 and 3. So if I know my 8 and 3, and I want the negative to be on the bigger number, I am sorted like that. Then all you can do now, you can say x is equals to negative 3 or x is equals to 8. No need for all those biggie. Then what is it? I wanted to say biggie steps. Now, which of these two will apply? This one will not apply. If I put it there, I'll get a 0. So it won't be applicable. So that will be the 5th mark for you. Then the 8, yeah, the 8 can work. So remember, there it is. You don't need to go 12x plus 20 over, you factorize that, you say x plus 3, x minus 1. Nothing stops you from doing that, remember? Nothing stops you from doing that. You can do that. Then here, what will you have? If you factorize that further, you'll have what? You'll have a 4. So if you factorize a 4, you'll have a 3x and a 5. You see how much time you're going to waste. Because in the end, you must still factorize back. What is it? Expand, distribute back. So it doesn't, what is it? Solve or become efficient. Okay. Another person will do this and leave this and do what? Then they will come here and they will say my LCD 4, let me do it here. They will say 4 over x plus 3, and then they will do what? They will put this x plus 3, x minus 1, then they do the plus x, then they have x plus 3, what is it? X minus 1 all over. What will I have? This one is over x minus 1. So what happens? This x minus 1 cancels this x minus 1. And then this x plus 3 cancels that x plus 3. Then what are you left with? You are left with this situation. Okay. All right. And then that situation there didn't help you. It means you must still come back to this. Okay. So remember, just know how to be swift and smart. Those are the tips that I can give you. But otherwise, for your 5 marks, those are the solutions. Okay. Then we can try to see 8. If I put an 8 there, I'll have a 4 over. I'll have a 4 over 11. There I'll have a 8 over 7. So that's a number. Then here I'll have a what? 12 by 8 is 96. 116. 64 plus 16. So that's what? That's 80 minus 3. So I'll have a number and a number. So this thing will be rational. Okay. Anything to add? Remember, I don't have anything to add here. Otherwise, in our one-to-one, you can ask me, and when I've marked your submission, I'll also see how you nailed it and how many extra steps you had. But this requires practice. Okay, this requires practice. When you don't practice, you'll keep on doing this. Okay, when you practice, you know your factors properly, you can be able to use inspection. Okay, you can't be penalized for that. All right. When we also write LCD is equals to, we don't give you a mark for that x plus 3, x minus 1, LCD. No, we don't. This is so you can actually, guide yourself. So even if you've done this LCD part, that's fine. You are able to see from this LCD, I have this denominator. So this denominator will cancel that. I'll be left with that. Then you can multiply. From my LCD, I have this denominator. It's there. So if I cancel it, I'll be left with that one and the x. There it is. This LCD comes from this. So it will be there, cancel, cancel, I'll be left with that. So it is foresight which you develop by practicing more and more. Okay, member, thank you for being my member. And we can go to what now? We can go to exponents and sets and whatever else that you did this term. Okay, all right, member, keep on pushing, spread the word. Let's help many of you to pass. End of the year, you must apply for your university. So we want a good mark for your grade 11. All right, member, let's meet again. All right, member, let's go for our simultaneous equation, our 1.2, isn't it? Okay, so I've got it there for us. Right, so in your exams, it will be written like this. This space will be yours to complete. So I have a coefficient here. If I take this, I must divide everything by 3. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this variable and make it the subject, isn't it? And then I'm going to have what? I'm going to have negative 3y plus 2, or 2 minus 3y. It's all up to you. Right, so this will be my first equation. So this one will be my second. Then I'm going to do what? I'm going to take the first and then sub into the second. So my y's don't change. My x becomes negative 3y plus 2. Then what do I have? I have my negative 3y plus 2. And then it's multiplied by what? By y plus y. Sure. These examiners, they wanted to catch you. Okay. Many people will forget this y. Others will just throw away that one. Yeah, examiner was smart here. So I'm going to have my y squared minus 3y. Then I'm going to have my, okay, let me not mix things. I'm going to leave things as they are. So I'm going to next negative 3y squared plus 2y. So this is my distribution. Then I mustn't throw away that y. You remember I've been warning you. Right, now I can start to match things. So this one will join that one. It will be negative 5y plus what? Plus this y. It could have been negative 6y. But it's going to be what now? Negative y. Okay. So it's negative 2y plus that, negative 5y, and this y. Okay. See, you don't panic. You don't say, ish, what did I do? Right. If I was me, I was going to divide everything by 2, and this would be 3. So some people will say, I say, what did you do? So this is what you would have got when you collected your like terms. So I'm just, fixing what I omitted. So this is my 3y now, 3y squared. I'm dividing by 2. Say, what are you doing? You see, I'm looking at this 6. So say it's supposed to say 2y squared minus 3y plus 1 is equals to 2. Why is it doing like this? Okay, it's a plus. Yeah, no, I see what it is doing. I'm going to have a 2y there and a negative 1. I'm going to have a y and a negative 1. These examiners were smart. Okay, so my y will be a half and or my y will be a 1. Okay, then I can find my x now. The first x will have a half there, and then the next x will have a 1. Then I have what? I have 3 over 2, which is a 1.5, isn't it? Okay. Right. So it means now I am going to have a half as my final answer. Okay. then here I'm going to have -1 as my final answer. Is that what you got as well, member? I don't know. Right, so these are my final solutions. When I have a half, and then when I have a 1. When I have a 1, I have a -1. When I have a half, I have a half again. Did you find that, my member? I hope you found that. Okay. Right. If this was making you to drill, I hope you saw what you needed to do. And you also saw where I make mistakes or I jump things or I omitted, I regrouped quickly. Okay, I regrouped quickly. You don't scratch and start afresh everything. We are not looking for perfection. We are going to look for this one. Is it simplified? We give you a mark. We are going to look for this. We are going to give you a mark for those. Then we give you a mark for this. How many marks is it? 6 marks. Yeah, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the equation of the substitution. Yeah, that's how you get your 6 marks. Right, practice your simultaneousness. 6 marks is a lot of marks, guys. Whether it is out of 50 or it is out of 100 or it is 100 out of 150, 6 marks is a lot. Practice this thing.